Hey guys, this is Leprechaun again. This time I'm doing my PlayStation 2 video game collection. There's not going to be part 2 for my PlayStation 2 collection since I have all the games I have right here. So let's just get to the PlayStation 2. Here's just my collection. This time I'll go more in depth since I just have them here and just stack them any way I want. This is basically my favorites column. This is just a bunch of other games I have. Here we have Transformers, the game based off of the movie. Yeah, it's a movie tie-in game. Yeah. Here we have The Sims 2 Castaway. Enjoyable. Very enjoyable game, I guess. Here we have Scooby-Doo Night 100 Frights. Another game I liked playing. Yeah, enjoyable. Here we have Looney Tunes Acme Arsenal. This was one of the last PlayStation 2 games that I believe came out. Date was 2007. Wow. Never mind. I have a later game than that, so forget what I just said. Here we have Batman: The Rise of Sin 2, which is one of my favorite games that I used to borrow from a late brother of mine several years ago. Not a lot of people talk about this game. No one talks about any Batman game before, since they always talk about the Arkham games. So here we have Mortal Kombat Deception, which in the premium version you're able to play the original Mortal Kombat that was on the arcade many years ago. Here we have another movie licensed game, Looney Tunes Back in Action, based off of a subpar, crappy ending movie. Yeah. Here we have Spider-Man, which is one of my original 4 PlayStation 2 games ever. This was actually the first PlayStation 2 game I ever played and owned on PlayStation 2 console, so this kind of dear to my heart, even if it's not as good as it was back then, but I still enjoy it. Here we have ourselves SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. John Cena and Batista. I think that this is one of the most perfect covers of the SmackDown vs. Raw series, since Batista and John Cena really did define both brands at the time. Despite saying 2006, I got this game like in 2000. One of the tags still on. No, I took the tag off of. This is one of the games I got like in 2010 or 11, just because I had the money and could buy it. I didn't get the later ones though. I didn't feel like it. Here we have Spider-Man 3, PlayStation 2. It sucks. Look at those graphics. Just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Just terrible too. These are weak graphics in this game. I mean, you thought graphics Spider-Man 2 were meh most of the time. This is just garbage graphics, and the game itself isn't very fun either. From this point on, the games kind of get them. Here we have TMNT, based off of the movie, another movie licensed game. Yeah, I couldn't help myself. Here we have the back, blah blah blah, based off the movie. You know, the movie itself was subpar. Yep, sorry guys, it's the truth. Here we have Madagascar, another movie licensed game. Well, I think this is my first E10 game, which was back then very taboo for me since I was 9 when I got the game. It's weird. Yeah, it's decent-ish. Don't care. Here we have, oh gosh, Will Smith fish. It's the Will Smith fish. Shark Tale, based off of the crappy movie. Crap. The Incredibles, based off of an awesome movie. Another movie licensed game. I have a bunch of these. When did I get this? Yeah, I got this when Blockbuster was still around. Yeah, again, a game that I didn't play a lot. I played it like a couple of times. I completed it years later. Don't care. Don't really. Here we have Pirates of the Caribbean, The Legend of Jack Sparrow, another movie licensed game. Again, didn't play it very much. Didn't care for it much either. Here we have Hulk, based off of a pretty decent movie, in my opinion. In my opinion only. It's not a very fun game per se, but whole time. Here we have Superman Returns. I didn't even want this game. My mom got it for me. Crap. Don't care. Chronicles of Narnia. The movie was okay. See, the blockbuster tag's still on here. Previously played. Yeah, quality guaranteed. Quality disc, not quality game. Yeah. We have Pirates of the Caribbean, World's... No, I never even played this before. I'm serious. I did not even play this. I put it in the machine once, but I never actually played the game itself. Pre-owned. $5. $6. I don't think the game was even worth $6. You have Mortal Kombat Deception, the normal version of it. Yeah, no, I should say about that. And here we have the unplayable Tomb Raider, Angel of Darkness. This is literally the only game here that is literally unplayable. The controls are crap. And I mean that. It's not even a joke. Okay, we have the mid-to-par stinking thing out of the way, so let's get to the good games, like the gravy train here. I'll start from my favorites. Here we have Kingdom Hearts 2, my favorite PlayStation 2 game from quite possibly my favorite franchise. Maybe even more so than Crash. Just maybe. I just recently completed this game 2 days ago on nearly 100%. I got all the stuff from Jiminy's Journal, which took a long time to do, and now I think I'm going to get Birth by Sleep or Dream Drop Distance. I still don't have those, but I'm planning on getting them. Here we have one of my original PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 2 Big 4 games, Kingdom Hearts. While Spider-Man was the first game I played, Kingdom Hearts was the only one of the 4 that I would continuously play for years. Like, each year I would at least play it once at least, so there we go. Here we have Crash to Insanity, my favorite Crash game on the PlayStation 2. Yeah, I love all the Crash games. This is probably my second or third favorite Crash cover, so that's interesting. The game itself is very fun to look at. I love the colors. I love how it all just transplants together. I mean, it could have been a better game, like if there was more time given to it and they didn't delete some levels, but who cares? Well, people care obviously, but I can't do anything about it. Here we have Sly 3, Honor Among Thieves. One of the recent games I got from PlayStation 2. It's so new that the case itself is still smooth. Like, other games would be like all rough and battered and aged, but this one is like practically new, which is awesome. Awesome game on the PlayStation 2. Just awesome series in general. This is probably my third favorite game series. And right below is Sly 2, Band of Thieves. Just barely. Sly 3 just barely etched out Sly 2. Sly 3 just raised everything that I loved about the series. So that's all I can say about Sly 2. And both of those games were recently bought, like 1 and 2 years ago. So that's all I can say. Spider-Man 2, the best movie tie-in game that I have on PlayStation 2. Maybe even out of all the games I have. Great movie, great game. Just awesome. Just awesome game in general. This is a Spider-Man game for the ages, and then a bunch of games try to copy it, and just got repetitive to the point where I don't really play a lot of Spider-Man games nowadays. Not that they're bad, just like I've seen it before. This is the Arkham City, or Arkham Asylum for Spider-Man on the PlayStation 2, in my opinion. I know a lot of people like Web of Shadows, such, and Ultimate Spider-Man, but that was the one I prefer. And here we have Crash Bandicoot: Wrath of Cortex. Again, another game I completed on 100% recently in years. Agreed this. I enjoyed this game very much, but yeah, I could see, like, a friend of mine, Dingo Crash, I believe, mentioned that the parts in the game where you try to climb onto the grates, it moves incredibly slow compared to the PlayStation 2's PlayStation 1's Crash 2 and Crash 3. So, and the loading time in the game is ridiculous. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I can see why people wouldn't like them. Here we have Final Fantasy X. The only Final Fantasy game I have and probably will ever get. No offense to Final Fantasy fans, but just this one takes the cake. And the thing is, I haven't completed the story mode yet. I don't know what happens at the end of the game, so I do not want any spoilers. Even though there's parts of the game that are very hard, I'm trying to stay away from anything on the internet about Final Fantasy X so I can just enjoy the story. Like, this is one of the few games where I just get a ride from it, so that's enjoyable. And here we have Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus. Unlike Sly 2 and 3, this is the game that I actually have had for a year. You can see my reflection. Good thing. Yeah, this is the game I actually did have for years. A game I enjoyed. It's the weakest of the Sly series, but it's not means it's a bad game. It's just Sly 2 and 3, and then eventually 4 hit the bar so high. Here we have SmackDown vs. Raw 2008, which is the most recent WWE THQ game that I have to date. I haven't gotten 2009, 2010, 2011. I just stopped with 2008. The reason for this is because the rosters began changing. Less emphasis was being put on SmackDown vs. Raw and just on the whole universe in WWE, but that was WWE's fault, to be quite honest. And John Cena is on the cover again, except Undertaker's on the cover this time. And no one knows who Bobby Lashley is anymore. Yeah, he's in TNA, I don't care. Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories. Out of the Kingdom Hearts games released on PlayStation 2, this is definitely the weakest, but I got this game more for the story and not necessarily the gameplay. The gameplay is okay at times, but the card system is very annoying. But I did enjoy the ability to play as Riku in this game, that was very nice. And also bridged the gap between Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2, so I'm happy for that. Also, we have Crash Nitro Kart. Ourselves, Crash Nitro Kart here. Definitely not as good as CTR on PlayStation 1, but still a good game in my opinion. Yeah, physics were okay, but I like Crash's design on the cover though, so, so far. Here we have The Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction. Best Hulk game that I've ever played, and probably like on a top 10 list of best superhero games of all time. This would probably be somewhere on the list with Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man PlayStation 1, and obviously this. So that's interesting bringing it up. Here we have SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. Now this was the SmackDown vs. Raw game I played the absolute most. Like when I just recently became a WWE fan at the end of like late 2006. And then recently acquired the game like nearly a whole year later. I was like obsessed with this game, and this game was also the place that introduced me to one of my favorite bands, 3 Days Grace, with Riot and Animal I've Become. So that's one thing interesting worth noting. Yeah, I had great fun playing this game years ago, and I still go back to playing it, though just for the soundtrack. Best soundtrack out of the games. And here we have ourselves Jet Li Rise of Honor. Another enjoyable game. Jet Li's the main dual character. There's not much to say about Rise of Honor. I mean, it has action, has martial arts, just like movie is it's like a Jet Li movie, but just a video game. It's not a tie-in or anything, it's just on its own, so. Here we have Spyro A Hero's Tale, which is the only Spyro game I have for the PlayStation 2. I've had opportunity after opportunity to get Year the Dragonfly, but I passed it every time I was in a GameStop or Blockbuster just because I was like, I could get a better game than this. And then, lo and behold, GameStop stopped selling PlayStation 2 games, and I regret not getting that game, but Hero's Tale is okay. It's freaking hard, actually. Like, the past light games on PlayStation 1 were hard on the right, but this one's just very hard, and it's actually confusing if you don't know what you're doing. So, yeah, that's to say. And here we have another one of the original 4 PlayStation 2 games I had, Finding Nemo, based off of one of my favorite movies. Yeah, I only completed this game once, years ago. mean, it's not a bad game, it's just not extremely engaging, but, oh well. Here we have the final of the original 4 PS2 games I had was Pac-Man World 2, which was the one I played the least. Not that it's not a fun game, it's just the one that didn't interest me the most. Which is ironic, since out of all the characters of the 4 games that I had, Pac-Man was the most iconic, and even I knew that back then, even more so than, well, not as much as Spider-Man or any of the Disney characters in Kingdom Hearts, but just saying. I haven't completed this game either, so I'll get that done someday. And we have X2 Wolverine's Revenge, another tie-in game with the movie. But it's a good one, actually, so that's all I can say about that. Pretty fun game. I had to use cheat codes a lot back then just to complete the game. And then one day I decided, hey, I'm gonna play this game without cheat codes, and I completed it without cheat codes. So I feel accomplished. Cubics, Robots for Everyone, Showdown, based off of the show. That's all I need to know. Oh snap, the game's about to fall over. And here we have Crash Tag Team Racing. Radical's first attempt at a Crash game, and probably their best, in my opinion. Titans was crap. I didn't even buy that, because I was so messed up because of that game. But Mind Over Mutant kind of did draw my attention. Like, the thing about Mind Over Mutant and Titans is that Titans had a cool, awesome cover with Crash on it, and Crash looked ugly in the game. But when you play Mind Over Mutant, the cover of that game is ugly, and the game itself isn't actually that bad. It's kind of weird. But anyway, that's the PlayStation 2 games I have. My PlayStation 2 games. The only PlayStation 2 games that I got rid of was, if I remember, was Skygunner. And, oh wait, never mind. We have Catwoman here. Like, worst game that I own. If Tomb Raider is unplayable because of the controls, Catwoman is unplayable because there's no sense of fun. And the fact that it's based off of that terrible Halle Berry movie. Halle Berry looks more like a freaking prostitute on here than she does like a freaking cat burglar. So this game's all dusty because I just left it under the desk, so I don't care. Just break that thing. And here are some games I asked my brother to keep because he didn't want. And like, we have the first Burnout game, we have Burnout 3, and we have Burnout Revenge, a game he never played. In fact, I never played Burnout Revenge either. And here we have Midnight Club 2. So yeah, that's my PlayStation 2 collection. So I wonder if any of you guys have a PlayStation 2 collection with yourself, that you have any garbage games of your own, or any good games for that matter. Games that I regret not getting on PlayStation 2 were the Jak and Daxter series. I really wish I actually got those games. And same thing goes for Ratchet and Clank. So that's all I have to say. That's FlashCon, and I'm signing off. Thank you for watching, people.